Wow, everyone. How was that? Did you like Jess's presentation? Let's give it up one more time for Jess Bernal. I really appreciated the physical, mental, and emotional check-in, and I definitely feel seen and much better after Jess's talk, so thank you so much for that. Now we'll see a video recorded by LaDana, a parent educator at Shields. Here, a client will talk about what she likes most about her home visitor, Ebony. Now, roll the clip.
My home visitor is Ebony, and what I like most about her is that she's very supportive, and she's always making sure that we're good and that we have everything that we need. So I'm really grateful for that.
Wasn't that a sweet video demonstrating the amazing work home visitors and everyone else does in the network? We're all connected one way or another to play an important part in serving the clients.
Moving us along, I would like to now present our fourth Clients in Cars video. This is a client with Shields for Families Pet. Her name is Cristal Mejia, and she was asked, what's something you learned from your home visiting experience? And so let's take a look and see what she said. Anna, if you can please play the video for us.
I learned from the home visiting experience, I learned a lot of tips for the baby now, because these pandemic babies are different. So all the tips that have been given to me, I've tried, and they actually help a lot.
All right, what a great testimony. And I also wanted to, give shout outs to the parent educator, LaDana Jordan Simpson, for setting up the client for this video, and also shout outs to the client for participating. So that's the video. And now I would like to pass the mic on to Steve Nish, who is the Manager of Communications and Outreach here at LABBN for the apprenticeship panel. So Steve.
Thank you, Osvaldo. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, great to be with you. Loving the presentation so far, and as always, these summits are fantastic. Every year we have at least one part. We don't always have clients in cars, but we do have clients every year in some form or another, and I'm very lucky to be involved in that part. This year we have clients who are not just clients, but also home visitors. So clients and home visitors and the same people this time. Yes, we have a panel of the 4 folks who were involved in an apprenticeship program that was done with CCRC, that's Child Care Resource Center, and Antelope Valley Partners for Health in partnership. They worked with clients and involving some formal education, involving some hands-on training. Obviously, they bring their own lived experience, lived expertise to the table too, which is fantastic. Something Deanna mentioned earlier on, forming partnerships with the families. So we're going to hear from them, and I'll just briefly introduce the 4 of them, and then they can talk a little bit more about what the program is and the journey of those 2 from client to home visitor. So we have Maria Moya. She's a program manager for the Children in Safe Families program at Antelope Valley Partners for Health. Before that, she was a home visiting supervisor in their HFA program and a home visitor before that. And also at Antelope Valley Partners for Health, we have Manuela Rosso, who is now a family sports specialist, but previously was a mom in the HFA program. And we have at CCRC, Monica Flores, the home visiting program supervisor, and she worked with Dulce, Dominguez-Bahena, who is a parent educator, and before that was a client at CCRC and their Parents as Teachers program. So I'm going to hand it over to the 4 of them And before I do that, let me just say that if you have questions, if you could just please put them in the Q&A spot, not in the chat. And we'll have a few minutes at the end here to answer some questions. I know maybe we're running a little short on time, but we'll try to make some time for questions at the end. But for now, I will just get out of the way and let them take the floor. Thank you all four of you for being here.
Thank you, Steve. Just waiting on Monica to, I think, join us, but it's just really nice to be able to have this panel and just talk a little bit about the home visitation program. And so just a little background on it. We started this apprenticeship program with CCRC and AVPH about 2 or 3 years ago. It's been in the making, right? But we were able to last year, about a year and a half ago, begin be able to bring these ladies who were past clients of ours. Again, Dulce was one of our apprentices from CCRC, and Manuela was came onto ours here at AVPH. CCRC had about, I think it was 6 apprentices. AVPH had about the same. We had 6 as well. And it was just the process from beginning to end was really just a huge learning curve for all of us, but we were able to bring these ladies and have them on our teams now, as so they've learned the whole circle of going from client and to apprenticee, and now a home visitor. So it's really super exciting. And so I just have a few questions. We're gonna just ask the ladies a few things, and yes, it was a long process to get here, but I do want to just take a moment to just say, like, congratulations to these 2 ladies. They were in school at our local community college, ABC, and they were also attending their apprenticeship program in the morning. In the afternoon, they were in school and then studying when they would go home. And you know, it's not just these 2 ladies that you see here on the screen. We have a team of other ladies that came on as well as apprentices. And so we're just really, really excited. And so I want to just ask these ladies, you know, what was your experience like? And I'll start with Dulce. Dulce, what was your experience like being part of the apprenticeship program?
Hello, everybody. My experience in the program was amazing. I had a lot of support from the managers, mentors, and also the colleagues that, you know, were in the same program. We obviously worked and had hands-on, went to school, and we just supported each other to make sure that we were in the same page and ready to, you know, take on our new roles as parent educators.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. What about for you, Manuela? What was your experience like being in the apprenticeship program?
To piggyback on what Dulce said, my experience was really wonderful. I had such a good time. I mean, throughout the whole, I mean, it felt super short the whole time.
Yes.
The course, but I mean, I have only great things to say. It helped me grow as a person. I know that, you know, when we would do the school, my apprentices friends from AVPH, we would study together on group chat and we would help each other out. So that was also like a very big blessing. And we made, you know, such great memories, and I made amazing people throughout the way. I was able to help, like, I learned how to grow so much and be a better me and accomplish so much just through that little time that I did the apprentices. So it was, I have nothing but great things to say, and my experience was amazing.
Yes, awesome. And they completed 2,000 hours from the time that they started till when they finished the program. when was our graduation, Manuela? I don't remember. Dulce, do you all remember? We had a beautiful celebration for all of them. I can't remember the month.
It was in January of this
Yes,
year.
right? Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dulce. Yes, we had a beautiful celebration for them. And 2,000 hours, that's a lot, right? And their mommies, their wives, and yeah, it's just amazing all this that they were able to accomplish in this year and a half, right? So during this program. My other question to both of you ladies is, so can you tell us about your experience from being a client, right? So here you go through this home visitation for 3 years or your time, right? And then you go from that to being an apprentice, right? And now you're a home visitor. Now you're in the office and now you're working with mommies, you know. And so can you tell me, Dulce, how's that experience been for you?
Yeah, of course. It was a great experience as a client. My youngest son was born at 28 weeks. So when I was introduced to the program, of course, I wanted to know more just to be able to help him. And the parent educator that I had just went above and beyond, and just helping me get a referral for physical therapy and speech therapy to make sure that my son was walking and talking and not being delayed in any kind of way. So I'm very grateful for that. As a parent educator myself, now I can see how all that comes together. And I mean, when I was a parent, I was like, what is this for? What is that for? But now that I'm in this role and I see all the great benefits that families will get from being in the program, and I'm just grateful to had been a part of as a client and now as a parent educator, and help families and support the families.
Awesome. Thank you. What about for you, Manuela? How's that experience been?
My experience as a client was just, I mean, I've mentioned it before several times, and it was amazing. My worker back then is a really good friend of mine now, and also a colleague of mine at work. And every week I would look forward to those visits with her. You know, she helped me overcome so many things. She pushed me. She provided all the help that I needed. And I hit so many great milestones throughout those several years that I was with her as a client. And she provided me so many resources when I would ask. She would answer all my questions when I had any questions. And I love it. And I always wonder, like, how, you know, how did she get there to get in that role? And then when I remember her mentioning that, you know, there was a pilot program going on to me, and that she thought that it would be perfect for me, I was like, yes, yes, yes. And now being a family support specialist is, you know, I love what I do. I love helping families. I love being able to be there for them, even if it's by, you know, listening to them, holding space for them. So it's just been overall amazing. And I love it.
Awesome. It's so great. And I love this. I mean, CCRC, Larisha, Floyd from CCRC, Monica as well. They were awesome ladies to work with as well during this whole process. Everyone from CCRC, right? Everybody just, we all got together. We had monthly, weekly, sometimes, you know, meetings every week. It was just, it was awesome. But I do want to mention the mentors that were assigned for these ladies to receive that one-on-one on-the-job training and all that. So Vanessa Gonzalez, she was one of the mentors. Jackie Reuter, who's no longer with AVPH, but she was also a mentor. And then the ladies over at CCRC, I'm sorry that I don't know all their names, but they were awesome as well. Monica, you know, awesome. We've worked, you know, really really close together to just bring these ladies to this. And it's exactly what this whole summit is about, right? Creating the connections from being the mom to the client to the apprenticeship, and then to now being a home visitor. And it really does build, it's this full circle, right? And it's building this inclusive, all this whole theme of today. It just really, I see it, and it just encompasses this whole program with these ladies. And but finally, we have just this one last question, and then I'll turn it over to Monica so she can talk a little bit about, I know we were having some IT issues, but I'm going to go ahead and ask this last question, and then Monica, you can talk a little bit more about the apprenticeship program. But if you can tell us about your experiences between taking the classes and the hands-on experience on the job training. How was that for both of you? Manuela, can you share? Can you start that off?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Maria. My experience was great. I mean, juggling school and work was a little overwhelming at times, especially, with, having to study, when you're a mom, when your babies are asleep at night, and then still, have to do all these duties on the side. But I mean, overall, the experience, having the hands-on, doing audits and all of that in person, really helped me. And I was familiar when I entered my official role as a family support specialist with ABPH. I had a more better understanding to it. And I had a little bit more of like, I was like, okay, I know I did this already, so I know what I'm gonna do next. And then for the school, when we would do the in-person classes and we would all be together, it was always so much fun because, it was just a class with just us, the apprentices, and we would able to chat along, talk along amongst each other, and, have those bonding times. And I remember that every time that we would go in person, there was so much laughter every time. And it was just so wonderful. And I love it. And if I could redo it again, I would.
That's awesome. What about for you, Dulce? How has the experience of taking classes and your hands-on experience, what was that like for you?
Well, I can definitely agree with Manuela. It was a little bit overwhelming at times, being a mother, wife, and all that. But overall, it was great to have that hands-on experience, to go to classes, and like Manuela said, just that bond between all the ladies, and see that we were in the journey together, and all of us, got the same role, different companies as well, but we all made it through. And, thanks a lot to my mentors. They were really good when shadowing visits. The CFE classes just made everything come together. And the fact that, from the client to a parent educator, it wasn't easy peasy, but it was more of like, okay, I remember doing this, and it was just putting everything together and just going forward.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. It was really great. I know that I think both Monica and I can agree that it was really awesome to see these ladies grow, grow into this home visitor that now, they're out there, they're in the field, and they're working alongside all of our other home visitors. So it's really, really great. It was great to be a part of this apprenticeship program. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Monica so she can share a little bit. Oh, we lost her again. Oh, I really wanted her to be able to talk a little bit more about the apprenticeship. But like I said, these ladies did 2,000 hours. They were in school, just amazing, ladies to stick through it, right? As mommies. And we all know that as, home visitors, we all go to school, we try to do our best and stuff like that. And so here they are, right? With all the different kinds of challenges that we come across in life and stuff. So, but they did it, right? So Monica, are you able to share something? There you are.
Hear me?
Awesome.
I'm having. So let me just give you a quick rundown of the whole entire apprenticeship program. And so there was 6 apprentices and 6 mentors. And so the apprentices I was met twice a week, and they had planned visits to their desired curriculum, practice assessment taking, and data entry for the required database. And so it was awesome to see how they were doing on hands-on experience as well as doing their classes. So I'm so glad that Maria was able to ask those questions. And so it's just a fantastic program for all, just because they were able to not only take their classes, but also get that hands-on experience and see where they want to, potentially head for their career, whether if it was Head Start or even visiting, or maybe it was something different. They realized, well, after this, I want to continue my education. So it's been an experience to see that, to be the supervisor and like supporting them, self-care wise and also wise.
We lost her again, but one of the things about this apprenticeship program, which was really awesome, one of the reasons why we were connected with CCRC is because the apprentices were also able to choose whether they wanted to do Head Start or if they wanted to do home visitation. So they were exposed to both fields at the time of the apprenticeship program. So it was, and they got to choose like which field, right? And if it was neither, they were exposed to something. They were exposed to, working with just the 2 different companies and different things. So it was really, really overall just a great experience. Again, I congratulate Dulce and Manuela, the other apprentices, for doing this, because it was difficult at moments and all through the pandemic, let me tell you. So a lot of times their visits were done online, on a virtual Zoom visit. So it wasn't until like almost this year in January, like the end of last year, that they were able to do just a few, in person, but their whole program was predominantly just all virtual. So, but great program. CCRC was great to work with. And yeah, it was just overall great experience for all of us. So
Thank you all so much for sharing this. I'm sorry that we lost Monica a little bit there with some connectivity issues, but
yes,
I think everybody got a good sense of how amazing this program is and how amazing these 2 former clients and now home visitors are. So thanks to all those who put this together, and yeah, hats off to both of you, Dulce and Manuela. I know we're supposed to be closing this out. The summit's supposed to end in 5 minutes, but just really quick question. I'm curious, since we don't have anything else in the Q&A, if I could just ask one for either Manuela or Dulce, whoever wants to take it. Is this kind of work something that you were inspired by through home visiting, through being a client, or did you have an interest in public health or social work or anything like this beforehand, or how did you really come to this point where you wanted to pursue this work yourself as a career?
I could speak quickly. Through me, I loved when my work at the time when I was a client, everything that she would do, all the help that she was giving me, all the stuff that I would overcome. So when I was introduced to the apprenticeship program, I was like, yes, I want to do that. That is something that I would really would love to do. I've always loved working with kids, and I have a background working with kids in the past. So being in this field was just like, hitting the jackpot, because I'm able to help kids and then I'm able to help families and parents as well. So it was something that I really enjoyed.
That's great. I have a feeling that the families you're working with now probably feel like they hit the jackpot with you. So thank you all. Thanks for this terrific panel and sharing the journey here. And I'm sorry, I knew this was just going to blow by really fast, and it did, but we're at the end, so I have to hand it back.
Thank you.
But thank you all again. Thanks for taking the time to do this too.